With a central goal of growing healthy food for the community and the backing of neighborhood organizations, Lafayette's 10th Street Co-op Garden easily gets the community involved in sustainable practices when it comes to gardening locally. I'm here with the co-op coordinator and Purdue plant pathologist Ian Thompson. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers.
Thanks.
Where did this idea come from, Ian?
I've been involved with gardens and gardening for over 20 years, and I just really like the idea and the concept of people being able to grow as much of their own food as possible, and community gardens can be a big part of that because it can give space to people that don't otherwise have it for them to do that.
Is this something that you do out of love, out of need, just desire? You want to do a little gardening? What comprises this?
I think people fall all along the spectrum of those things. You know, some of the gardeners at the N10 grow mostly flowers and herbs, and some try to produce a significant amount of food for them and their families, and realize a significant savings from doing so.
If someone were watching this and thinking, I'd like to start a community garden, because as you pointed out to me earlier, a lot of people in apartments are doing this, because obviously they don't have a place to go. How would they start one?
When we started the N10, it was really as simple as identifying a piece of land that you think would be appropriate to start the community garden, contacting the people that own the garden, partnering with the city. In our case, we contacted the Lintries Boys and Girls Club and told them our plans, told them how we wanted to involve the kids at the Boys and Girls Club in education. Associated with the garden, they were on board. They gave us a portion of their land to start the garden. We contacted the city. They installed water for us. We get, and so we were up and running. We had water and land, and that's 80% of what you need to start a community garden. The other big part is a group of people that really want it, and that's because they're going to be the ones that help the garden grow.
How are the Boys and Girls Club involved? Are they actually out there working with you?
So I'm part of an organization called Tippecanoe Urban Farmers, and we are just an association that want to help people grow their own food. And we provide a summer education program for the Keystone kids at the Lintries Boys and Girls Club, and these are older tweens to 16-year-old kids. And they have 6 plots in the garden, and we start in March with starting seeds, and we end with planting cover crops in the fall in the garden, and they do everything in between. We've shown them how to preserve food, make food, harvest food, and the kids really enjoy it.
I was just going to ask you, did you hold their interest?
Yeah, it's a little bit like herding cats when you get a group of 8 13-year-olds,
Sure.
but still we did, and they really enjoyed making the food. I think that was, and they really enjoyed just going out and doing something with a group of friends that was new.
Has the weather affected you guys at all this year?
Not as bad as the farmers. We have access to water. In my own backyard where I garden, it just took more time. I spent a lot more time watering than I did anything else this year.
So I find it interesting that what are the benefits of a community garden? Down to 1 minute.
They have, again and again, shown to not only be a space for people to grow their own food, but to improve community pride, decrease crime. They can even be an incubator for small business. And I think in these times, during this economic downturn and in other stressful times in this nation, we have relied on gardening.
All right. Ian Thompson, thank you for joining us on Comcast Newsmakers.
Thank you.
I'm Kevin Rader.